I was just outside.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the last interview of the day that we're going to be doing here at AICon USA 2025, reporting from Seattle, Washington. I got like a little start there. Well, now I have the honor and I'm super happy to have my amiga Melissa Benua back here at the stage. Or is it Jana Leffer? It's always sometimes an
She's just
interesting
off
riddle,
stage.
right?
She's just hiding just off camera.
She's back there, so. And the usual concurrent joke that they get to be confused with the
Often
other
confused
one.
with each other.
Yeah, it's, but no, Melissa. This is Melissa, just don't. It's down here on the name that you see on screen, so
Melissa.
beware. Melissa, I have to pronounce it
You
a
can
little
say
bit
it like
better,
Lisa.
but.
My grandmother always said it that way.
Okay, it's the Spanish
Can be
pronunciation.
just like my
but,
grandmother.
Melissa.
Lisa, vení acá.
Okay, that's a good. So, focus. It's been a long day, not the longest. Amiga, first of all, I would like you to share with the audience a little bit about you. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? What makes you special?
Well, you see my hair. It makes me
That's
very
super special. Yeah.
But no, so I'm Melissa. I am VP of Engineering, the head of platform engineering at a company called mParticle. We were acquired earlier this year by a company called Rocked. So my official title is VP of Platform Engineering at mParticle by Rocked, which is a monstrous mouthful.
You almost have to take a deep breath, like, there it goes.
Get ready. And that's what I love to do, is enable engineers to be their best selves and bring their best selves and the most productive selves to delivering value to customers.
Yeah.
So that's my job, that's my role, whether it's through software testing, right? We're always at the testing conferences, or through DevOps, or through process, excuse me, or now through AI. Whatever we can do to help us better, faster, stronger ship to our customers.
Yeah, you usually I see you helping and providing information, sparkling some ideas and pushing people a little bit towards like the best possibilities or activities.
I like to
right?
push just a little.
I've seen it.
Just a little push.
And I know with great results, and even like not only engineers and technology, even speakers. I have seen her.
We've put many people in their very first talks.
Mm-hmm.
I love giving people their first slot.
I think I was there on a couple that I saw you like, and I was like, cool, that's like a good thing to do to people. As long as they don't get offended usually, it's just
No,
like,
they
how
like-
dare you help me?
I believe in you so much. Go, do it. You can do it.
That's really, really good. So, amiga, in all these conferences and all these activities that you generally are helping, providing, enabling, you came up with something new that is going to be happening here at the conference that we are gonna go over a little bit. What is it first?
The Vibe Lab.
Ooh, vibe something.
Yeah, we're going to be all vibes. Only vibes in the Vibe Lab.
Yeah, and well, the Vibe Lab is a new initiative here at the AICon USA, where it's like I always get tripped a little bit because there's the test lab on the test conferences, and this is a new thing with
In the
AI.
spirit, but in the spirit of the test labs, honoring the spirit of what the test lab is around experimentation and fun and learning together and collaboration. For AICon, we've extended that spirit into the same thing with the Vibe Lab.
An actual effort, but would you mind sharing a little bit of the history behind it? Because it's an interesting one, how things came up to be. How did you
Yes.
came up with the idea? Because you already were kind of brewing it, and you had like your opportunity, like,
Yeah, so it happened out of a really fortuitous turn of events at Star East in Orlando in April, where I've been, I'm on the program committee, I was helping organize things, and I was sitting at the test lab on Tuesday before, the big Wednesday, big day of everything, and I got a message that a keynote speaker had dropped out for the next morning, and this is Tuesday night, and a keynote speaker at the last minute had their permission pulled, couldn't show up for whatever reason, and so we were, what do we do? There's a missing keynote slot. Unfortunately, it happens, right? We can't. It's life. So we were thinking, and I've been percolating on a couple ideas with AI for a while. I've been doing vibe coding since Mr. Jason Arbon challenged me to it in Star West
Cursor
2024. Yeah, long story with Cursor. And I thought, well, we have AI. I bet we can handle this problem. And so at 4 o'clock at the test lab, I started putting together, writing down the outline of a talk I'd been thinking about, generating the slides for it. And I said, I bet we can do a keynote with some content and introduce the whole audience to the world of vibe coding. And I bet on stage we can do some real coding with some real code base and make some changes on the fly. And we'll do it live. Live demos are always, of course, very exciting, especially when you invented them 12 hours earlier. But it was great. And everybody seemed really interested in the idea. There were a lot of people who had never tried the AI tools or who had only seen them or heard people joking about them. And the AI tools are not miracle workers, they're not replacements, but in the right expert hands, you can really put some gas on the fire and get a lot of stuff done in a really short amount of time. And that was the goal of the keynote, was just so, hey, vibe coding is not a replacement for you, but look at what you can do with this tool. And it was pretty successful. We managed to show a lot of things. And so out of that idea, because so many people were interested but wanted to know more and wanted to do more, I thought, well, what if we spent a whole day just working together, helping each other, learning the ins and outs and quirks of using these AI-driven tools, whether it's Cursor or Windsurf or VS Code and Copilot, whatever tool it is. What if we just spent all day together in the spirit of the test lab, learning and experimenting and trying stuff out, maybe with some prizes at the end.
Oh, that's a good motivation. And I'm very amazed of how our amigo Jason, if you're tuning, hello.
Hi, Jason.
We blamed you for many of these
You owe
things.
me a drink.
In a good way. I don't know about the drink, but you know your dad's there, man. And what is interesting, because I remember I was part of those victims that, Cursor, you should check it. It's a good thing, and gave some of the ideas. And yeah, the power once you start playing with it, it's mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. When you truly start to see the potential. And I'm sure that on that keynote, many people were like,
yeah. Because reading about it is, it's a little bit, but you could go anyway. Watching somebody do it is powerful, but there's no substitute for doing it yourself. It's huge.
And I think that's like because in the keynote you were showing, you were just like, this is the thing, and kind of like, I'm going to say in a way, kind of like salesmanship that you're showing.
We just went through a survey of a lot of different capabilities that you could do.
Yeah. But until, I think that's the next step, the evolution, like sit down, work with me and start playing with all this stuff.
Exactly.
And get an experience, get a feel, right?
Right, get a feel. There's no, it's sort of like if you manage your first intern or you have your first employee, you can read a lot of books and you can learn a lot of theory, but you can't really understand what it is to have somebody doing something for you on your behalf until you've done it and you've
like riding a bicycle.
it. Like riding a bicycle, yeah, you just can't
read
There's
about
no
it and learn
substitute
it.
for experience, for just trying it.
It's super powerful. And so spoil it a little bit. How is it gonna be driven? What are the plans, and what's people gonna be doing? I mean, for the record, we're sitting right next to the area that is going to be the Vibe Lab tomorrow.
On the 3rd floor.
Yeah, 3rd floor. If you're coming to the conference tomorrow, full day, and joining us for the adventures, it's escalators, 3rd floor in front of the elevators. The Vibe Lab is going to be there. Melissa's going to be.
We'll provide power and Wi-Fi and vibes, but bring your laptop. Cursor is free to download for a trial. We'll have one as a backup, but I strongly encourage everybody to bring a laptop. We'll run between the morning keynotes and the evening keynotes.
The whole day.
So we'll run the whole day. You don't have to be here the whole day. Come, go, stay a little bit. There's no expectation to be here the whole day, but yeah, from the end of the morning keynotes, the beginning of the evening keynotes, we'll run the Vibe Lab.
And what type of things? I mean, can you go over like, what is the step-by-step and situation that the people are going to be put into the test? And the testing is Vibe, so
we're going to have people vibe on whatever they want. We're going to have 3 categories of submissions they can do, because we will give prizes. It will be, let me see here, the categories are best problem solved, right? What is the most interesting problem you have solving, most complete solution, and most interesting.
Yeah,
So we'll have
gonna
prompts, like we'll define it, we'll have some prompts so you can see what the categories are. And then by the end of the day, my ask is before the evening keynote, send me a little 500-word blurb, some pictures, code snippets are fine, but you're going to send me a PDF of your submission. And the AI is going to pick the winners in each of the 3 categories, and then we will announce prizes at the keynote.
So if you don't like the results or the grading or whoever is the winner, it's like
Blame
the AI.
OpenAI.
It's not on us, but it's gonna be. I think it's. I'm not sure if calling it fair, but kind of efficient way of figuring out.
It will be free of human bias. Doesn't mean it will be free of bias,
Yeah.
but it will be free of my judgment bias. Everybody will get to see the prompt that I'm going to use. So
I'm curious of how the AI is going to work through the most interesting or peculiar solution, because
I'm going to have to give a little definition of interesting, but then...
right.
So again, everybody will be able to see what we'll define interesting as, but that's part of the fun of the AI is some things, if you're not explicit about it, it's going to guess. You might like the guess, you might not like the guess.
But as well, with those possibilities, it can get weird really fast, really easy if you're not careful, which might be a good outcome in some situations.
It will be an interesting
especially
outcome.
for this contest or experiment by the end of the day.
Yeah, it's an experiment. It's not meant to be very serious. The AI picks or doesn't pick is not meant to be a glowing endorsement of any particular thing. It's just meant to be fun. Something to do to give a little focus to hanging out otherwise at the lab.
Yeah, these labs, because now this is not because we had the test lab before, now we have another lab. The goal is generally to get the hamster running in the wheel
Right.
up there, and that you start to wonder possibilities, like no best practices, no the get.
The goal is just to spark something and just to think and to collaborate. That's it. That's the goal.
The collaboration part. How are you gonna be tackling it in the lab? Are
People
people gonna
can
be
work together if they want. I mean, I'm just going to give the prizes just a card. You guys work that. You guys work that out amongst yourselves. But you know, the goal is to help each other. I'll be here to help, to talk about prompts, to talk about ways I've been successful with prompts, tool chains I found successful, MCPs that I found useful. It's a lot about sharing expertise and sharing knowledge very informally. So I know a couple other people will be dropping in and out to help as well. But it's really just to learn. I feel like we always learn faster together.
Yeah.
You always learn faster with somebody to bounce ideas off of. So that's what we're going to try.
It's really interesting because generally some of these contests is like you are on your own and you're trying, but that you're pulling with, bring your teammates or bring everybody,
Yeah,
5
or,
people at a time, or
do some parallel play, right? I'm working on one, you're working on one together. We're working on our own things, but we're helping each other.
that's. I just thought of and reminded me like extreme programming days. It's going to be extreme vibing, like having 2 people.
Extreme vibing.
That sounds cool, right?
Are we allowed to say that? Can we say
I
extreme
don't know.
vibing?
Does it sound wrong? Sometimes
not
with English,
sure.
I don't know. But
I think it's fine.
but the concept sounds cool, right? Like 2 people bouncing ideas together with the AI and seeing what can come out of.
Yeah,
I
just
like
to very
the collaboration
quickly refine.
part.
Yeah, I love to do collaboration. I think that's part of why I really like working with the AI is it's collaboration again, right? Otherwise, coding sometimes can be such a solitary experience, and I like working with people.
The days of I remember I used to be a developer, and the days of being in my quote unquote basement, just locked on and coding, and that was it.
Till 2 a.m, and you're just doing your thing, which is fun, but.
Yeah, it has its ups and downs. Like sometimes it's a Stockholm syndrome. Sometimes it's just like the bad part. But I don't know. Had it bright sides, but on the other hand, like the collaboration part, having more eyes, having like different ideas bouncing, and because you have the other actor, the AI, and
Yes.
probably you have more human minds. Tool chaining, that's a concept that we are starting to learn how can we do with all this vibing. And I don't know, many tuning probably have not thought of this tool chaining, or we're just like single chat, just talking to the same thing.
Yeah.
And what then? Okay, I'll keep bouncing with the same agent.
You know, the
or-
next thing I'm playing with is teams of agents. Because one agent is good, but what about if you had 5 agents?
Interesting.
So,
Yeah, different models.
As
or probably
usual,
versions
Jason's
of the
ahead
same
of me,
model.
but or the same models with different prompts and different focuses. Imagine you're building a new app. One is building the front end, one is building the back end, one is working on the data layer, one's writing the tests, and they're getting feedback from each other and having, the front end and the back end have to negotiate their API together, right? If you set the definition of success together, you can have a bunch of stuff happening in parallel. This is not really theoretical. I know people who've got this working. I'm trying to get it working for myself.
Oh my God,
so
the
just
possibilities.
like we want, look,
you blue screened me. I'm like, oh damn.
I'm good at blue screening. I blue screen people. It's my hobby.
Yeah, because I mean it's so simple, but yeah, you usually don't think about that possibility, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh boy,
So
I gotta go. So you're on your
Look,
own. I need to go and
all
play
right.
with this.
I'll finish up here, so I'll just keep the video and you go do some agents.
No, but oh my God.
But think about it. 12 months ago, how were we interacting with the AI? We were
Yeah,
copy pasting out of
single-
ChatGPT. Copy pasting, right?
And manual copy pasting, drag,
Manual
click,
copy
copy,
pasting.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
9 months ago, we started doing things with Cursor, and you could have it wasn't an agent, but it was a chat. It was the chat integrated in your ID. That was 9 months ago. 6 months ago, it was an agent that would do some stuff for you, but not a lot, and sometimes what it did was crazy. 3 months ago, it was an agent who runs all your tests, who is really thorough, who I don't know, I give it a paragraph and I let it go do its thing, man, and it finishes and it's cool. It opens a PR for me when it's done.
All the
Now,
connections and now
it's a team of agents working together to solve a problem, and then it does a thing and then it opens a PR for me. Look how fast this is.
I'm getting dizzy of the potentials and the possibilities. No, because this is a can of worms that is opening some of the other cans that is like, oh damn.
If you're not here, you may be really sad that you're not here.
I mean, these are the things that at these conferences, you can be on your development, your agent, the things that you're used to, but some of the things that are happening so fast in the AI industry, here is where you get kind of to the point where you keep up with.
If I told you 12 months ago, hey, I got a team of AI agents and they turned out a whole app for me in a couple hours, you would have been like, no, you don't.
That's ridiculous. What are you talking about? That's
impossible.
Sci-fi or things like no, it's
can
reality.
never happen.
No, it's the reality, and what are people gonna come up with now? I mean, I feel like the old guy shaking my head, the curmudgeon, and
I know.
These damn kids.
It moves so fast. It's so easy to get left behind without even thinking you think you're on the front, and then you blink and suddenly you're.
No. There are things that true story. I was kind of offline-ish part of January, February, and suddenly I come back and there's these MCPs, and now you can do this thing. I'm like, whoa, when did this happen? What is this MCP?
Like this.
Isn't it a Microsoft thing, certified programmer, or what was it? There's a new
Yeah,
thing?
Microsoft certified programmer.
Yeah, when I heard
I
MCP,
get it.
I'm like, why is everything excited about that certification suddenly again?
Certifications.
I haven't heard it in a while.
I don't do certs.
Yeah, no, I know. I share the feeling, but it's so much, so many changing pieces, because it's not like the single AI trend. It has so many elements that are getting together.
Yeah.
And here at the conference, of course, if you come and are here talking, you have met Melissa as well, Bob, and earlier Matt, that all different perspectives and things that can be changing. But sometimes, I mean, I know not everybody can come to these conferences. What would you recommend to people that could not show up here to keep up with all these things and find out more? What do you usually? Well, we are many times in the conference scene and getting
I mean,
fed on
I always learn stuff from conferences, even if I'm not in a track. I learn a lot from actually.
Water cooler talk,
part of what the Vibe Lab is based off of is what we used to do at Star West, is just hanging out and working and trading tips. That's part of it. But if you're not going to be here, I mean, there's no substitute for playing with Cursor, playing with Windsurf, watching some of the sessions. Watch some of the virtual sessions. I know there's going to be people making commentary about it.
Log on to the platform for the conference.
log into the
there
platform.
There are several sessions that you can watch for free if you're not able, and there's a commercial part, I think. Check it out.
Pick an area that interests you, right? So I'm not an AI expert in that my passion isn't AI. My passion is developers getting shit done really efficiently. Right? That's the thing I'm interested in, the problems I love solving. And so I'm into AI and I'm going deep into it because it's helping me solve the problems that I'm passionate about. So my advice is not, you don't have to be interested in AI. Pick a problem that you are interested in and then figure out how to solve it really well, and probably the AI can help you. And honestly, the AI can help you learn how the AI can help you. Go ask Gemini or go ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to solve this problem. I'm interested in how can I incorporate AI. Can you build me a map of what I should look at or what I should learn or what I could consider so that I can better focus on solving my problem? Because in the end, AI is a tool, a really powerful tool, but a tool like any other to help us solve actual problems.
This is crazy because you also got me thinking ask AI what's the newest thing on AI that I should learn or what just happened, and probably you'll get a good input and stay on top. I would say ask your AI of choice at least once a week that question. Yeah. What's new? What should I learn to keep up with?
Yeah, I mean, you have to look, they're trained on a certain date, so their information can be out of date unless you tell them to go search the web
online
for something.
And check for...
But yeah, even still, 2 months out of date is not so bad, right? Claude's knowledge bases, Claude 4's is, I don't know, 2 months old?
Yeah.
That's still pretty
2
good.
or 3 or something, but still...
but they can still go look up fresh
I was going to say
stuff.
2 months is like...
They'll absolutely, if you say, hey, here's the MCP repo, go tell me what's new about it.
Yeah.
Of course they can.
AI years or age is worse than dog years
It
and
is,
stuff
it's
like
worse
that.
than dog years.
When you said 2 months is not that bad, I'm
Mayfly.
like, I'm not sure. That's, oh my God, this is so borderline scary, but...
really scary.
This is the right place if you want to kind of keep up with these scary things and learn so much. Just out of these 3 interviews, I'm already like, I didn't know a few of those things, and I'm glad that I was here, and hopefully...
Well, we're glad that you're here.
Yeah,
it was a long trip from last week.
Oh yeah, we both. Okay, so for the record, we saw each other last week. If you were tuning Eurostar, you didn't see Melissa, but she was around.
I was around.
And yeah, we both came all over the world, crossing the pond.
Yep.
Just to be here.
Just to be here for AICon.
Catching up on AI, and it's huge. It's so much that you're going to be learning in this conference, and I think it's going to be one of the most relevant conferences nowadays because there's a lot of hype and things that is just like buzzwords, but when you start to realize the true things behind it, it's like you're going to be blue screen like she got me.
There's
a moment
real
ago.
things here. There's everybody's got buzzwords, everybody's got the high level stuff, but there are real things and real problems you can solve right now. And
the demos that can devolve into a keynote and then devolve into a lab, and then when you are really, really using the things is, I think, when you are going to be more growing the most and truly understanding, because there are some pieces that you see it from afar and you're like, that's cool.
It could be interesting, I don't know, right?
But get to use it. Play with cursor. Really, really, I agree with Melissa.
I don't know how to write Swift, and I wrote a whole iOS app and I published it to the App Store in a weekend.
I've been rocking some Selenium scripts, and I mean, it's not that I never use Selenium, but not at the level that I'm now, like an expert Selenium engineer.
Right.
Not that I am, but thank you, Cursor. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Claude.
Yeah. Melissa, so now to wrap up a little bit on this experience, do you have any future plans with the Vive Lab, or are you thinking on new things that could be coming?
We're going to think about what's going to happen at Star West. We're still in heavy planning mode for Star West, so stay tuned. It's not that far away, right? End of the summer, September?
Yeah, a few months.
To go,
and we will be seeing each other again.
I can promise you there will be some heavy AI content, especially hands-on stuff there.
Ooh, I look forward to that. So, Melissa, thank you very much for coming. As a last question, where can people keep up with you, stay in touch, and follow up with what you're doing? Or reach out if they want to learn more?
Yeah, so LinkedIn is a great place. I'm easy to find. I'm Melissa Benua. I'm the only one.
Check the name there in the corner of the screen.
It's in the corner. You can also go to my website, queenofcode.dev.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it's vibe coded. Be gentle with it. Yeah, those are the easiest places. I also have my GitHub repo linked there because I apparently I'm doing open source now, and I'm publishing an app, and I have an app on the App Store, and
No.
a lot of stuff. I got a YouTube channel now, apparently.
Okay,
So,
like, subscribe, activate the bell,
Yeah,
and
like and
everything.
subscribe, I
Melissa
guess.
Benua on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
The kids are going to be like, Mom, you said like and subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe she'll end up with a TikTok account and stuff like.
Ooh.
Yeah, no way.
Ooh.
I had a feeling
one
she
thing
was
at
gonna.
a time.
Crazy AI, blah blah blah. TikTok.
I'm too old for TikTok.
Yeah, I shared a feeling. I don't have a TikTok either. But Melissa, thank you very much. This has been lots of fun as usual and very enlightening. And thank you for blue screening me.
Anytime.
I'm gonna
Blue
be.
screens available on demand.
Yeah, I will need to chill a little bit, but thank you very much, amiga.
Thanks,
It's been a
Leandro.
pleasure. So there you have it. If you are not as excited as me, what's wrong with no? I'm kidding. But stay tuned because tomorrow we're gonna have the Vive Lab right next to us here, where we're gonna be doing the live streams. Who knows? Maybe I will get you some updates on how things are going and what is happening, or probably a quick view of all the Vive Labbers
Come
or
pop in.
coders. Yeah. I'm gonna wander around and give you a small taste of how would it be if you're here, if you get it to the Vive Lab. I keep calling it. It's a habit.
Vive Lab.
Vive Lab.
Vibes only.
Yeah. Stay tuned because this is not over. At least for today, yes, it is. But tomorrow we'll be back with more adventures, more things, more people, awesome thought leaders like Melissa that are bringing all the new ideas and crazy things that you can do with this AI technology that we are now playing with. So stay tuned. I'm not sure. We may have a surprise stream in a moment.
Ooh.
Might not. Let's see. Stay tuned. But worst case scenario, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Stay tuned. Melissa, gracias.
Gracias, señor.
Muy bien. Adiós and see you soon.
Bye.
Adiós. And out.